Hey guys and girls, my name is Dean and this is my channel Dino Build, a channel dedicated to strategy and simulation gaming. If you like what you're about to watch, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. So, you're here because you're probably new to City Skylines and you'd like to get a few more tips on how to get your city up and running. Well, you've come to the right place. You're probably asking why I've mentioned no mods. Well, the reason why I like playing with mods is because I find that they can be unstable in some cases. So you might find that you would have installed a mod and then City Skyline runs an update on Steam and then the mod no longer works and then your city no longer has the functionality it once had prior to installing the mod. You also might just have personal preference. Some people really enjoy playing the original vanilla and some people like to be a bit more creative and push the game to its full extent with the mod. What that also means is that it puts pressure on the CPU and GPU, so that can slow down the game a bit. So in this tutorial though, we're going to play no mods. So to get going with your game, you're going to click on new game and you're going to select a map. What you'll notice, you can select left hand traffic. And then inside here, there's a bunch of indicators indicating how many of these resources are available on the map, how much real estate can be allocated to these resources. Another thing to look out for is the base theme of the map. If you're into going to London, going to Europe, that kind of thing, then choose a European style. You're going to have really classical looking buildings. They're going to look very dense and they're not going to be as many skyscrapers and that kind of thing. But if you're into the metropolitan side of things and you want something that's very contemporary, well then we're going to go for a different theme such as temperate or tropical. Great. So we're going to play on the Green Plains, which has got the base theme of Boreal. Let's start. And I want left-handed traffic. Well, let's just quickly change that. The name of the city is going to be Dinoville. Yes. Whoopsie. Very original. Let's start. Okay, so we're in the game. You can just close down that little pop-up there that says hello, because I'm going to be telling you how to do things. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is push pause, because you don't want to build things and you're not ready to get going, and then what ends up happening is that everything you build ends up adding to your monthly or your weekly income, and then as the game plays, because you're not ready yet, you just start losing money. So let's put it on pause and let's start this way. Okay, so a few things with your city. You're going to need a road, you're going to need to build a layout, and then from that you're going to need zones. But before people want to move in, or before they are going to start being happy and paying rent, they're going to need things like electricity, sewage, water and waste. And that's really the focus of this tutorial, is we're going to get you going with those basics. So let's get moving on. So one thing that City Skylines doesn't have access to is the one-way roads from the word go. So you're just going to plop down a road first, and there we go. You'll notice the one-way roads have appeared. And the reason why I did that is because I want to create flow of traffic from the beginning of the game. So let's stretch this out. Put it about there. Make sure it's in line. I'm going to do a very gridded type city, but you're welcome to be a bit more creative and space things out. I just find in the beginning it's good to have a little bit of order so that you don't get too confused. Okay, so let's stretch this out. Let's not go too far. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually going to be building my industrial section up here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to build my residential section and my commercial section over here. Now the reason why I do that is quite simple. It is the factor of pollution. And if we do build our industrial too close to our residential, you might find that a few of your Sims are going to start getting sick. Then your hospitals get full, and that creates a problem, especially in the beginning of the game when you don't have any hospitals yet. So let's try and avoid that. Okay, so a lot of people recommend building the wind turbine first, but I actually prefer the coal power plant because it's a lot cheaper, and although it's a lot more polluting, it helps you get going in the beginning of the game. So we're going to plop down the coal power plant. Let's put it in our industrial area. And then what we're going to also have to do is run some electricity. Let's put that there. Let's put that there, and let's just move it in there. Let's actually run it right across, because we need to run it to our shoreline where our water pump and our sewage outlet are going to be. So before you build your water pump, always select your sewage drain pipe and look at the flow of water. So now it wouldn't have helped me to have built my water pump down here when my sewage was up here, because what would happen, the sewage would leak into the sea and it would infect my water supply. So I'm going to put my sewage pump down here, the sewage outlet, and I'm going to put my water pumping station over here. Note how it is connected to the power grid. And then I'm going to run one from there all the way down to here. It doesn't look very pretty now, but it's a start, and you've got to get going somewhere. Next thing is you're going to need to connect water pipes. So let's connect the sewage pipe to the main water pump. Don't ask me how that works. Then we're going to run this through our city. Now, if you're like me, you might get a bit pedantic about how you lay out your piping system. You might want it to be in a perfect grid, but for now we're just going to make sure that every single one of these zoning areas has got water attached to it. Perfect. Now let's zone some industry. Put some industry there. And initially we're going to mainly be focusing on population, but let's put a nice commercial area there and a nice housing area around there. Perfect. Let's push fast forward and see what happens. So as you can see, the houses all have electricity because they're connected there via the grid. The pumps are working and the sewage outlet is working. You're already going to be in a minus, but don't stress, that'll change really quickly once you get going. We've got a bit of extra money, so let's build a few more housing areas. More income from tax can't hurt, right? Just make sure that when you build your roads, you don't destroy your power towers, your power lines. If you are a fan of Warcraft 3, then you might recall the tower defense power towers. It's a great game. But perfect, people are moving in. The city has begun growing. We've got some lovely little houses. There seems to be a flow of traffic. Great, let's start improving that flow of traffic. What we can do is actually build a little road over here that goes over our highway. Stretch that out, and we can connect it to our main city. What that's going to do is it's going to slow down the congestion, reduce the congestion over here, and increase the flow of traffic. If you're wanting to look at your flow of traffic, you can go to this little icon here and you just click on traffic. There we go, we're sitting on 94%. I find that when I play City Skylines later on in the game, I want to try and remain above 80% in all-out flow of traffic. Things just seem to work nicely and there's less trickle down and traffic jams. Perfect, there we go, little hamlet. We've now got 500 people in our city. So once you reach that first part of the game, it pretty much means that you have started producing some income. Look, we're in plus 100, plus 200. It's going too quickly, I can't keep up with it. But yeah, it's increasing and that's the positive thing. Let's just add some water here. Great, there we go. And your city's in the green. The next stage of the game is to move on to services. So you'll notice that the game kind of guides you in that. So we've now got access to garbage, to trash, to landfill sites, to recycling centers. We've got access to healthcare facilities, and we've got access to education. So this will be the next step in expanding your city, improving your income, and attracting more Sims, spelled with a C. Great. I'll see you in the next video where we'll be looking at this next part of the game. Thank you for watching, and if you liked the very quick and basic video, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe.